All right, listen up. This isn't for the faint-hearted. Most people will tell you anger is a poison, that it's something you need to let go of. But not here, not today. We're talking about taking that anger, gripping it so hard it changes shape. Anger is your fuel, your fire, the forge that's going to shape you into something unbreakable. Look, I get it. This world chews people up. You're grinding, you're giving, and you keep getting knocked back. People tell you to chill, to calm down, to take it easy. Screw that. You don't need to put out that fire. You need to learn to shape it, to harness it, to weaponize it. I'm talking about taking that rage, that frustration, and refining it until it's sharp enough to cut through every excuse, every barrier, every bit of resistance. See, I polished my anger until it became a knife. It's no longer this wild, aimless fury. It's focused, controlled, and I use it every day to cut through pain, self-doubt, and every obstacle life throws in my way. That knife is there to remind me that I'm in control of my pain, not the other way around, because that's what people don't get. The worst things, the ugliest parts of you, when you take the time to understand them, to craft them into something precise, they can become your greatest assets. But here's the catch. That kind of transformation isn't easy. It's brutal. You're going to want to quit 1,000 times. You'll be tested. You'll be ripped apart, and no one's going to be there to put you back together. But that's where you build yourself. You learn to rely on that knife, to cut through the lies you've been fed about what you can and cannot handle. So, when people see you coming, they're not going to see a loose cannon. They're going to see a warrior, someone who's taken all the worst life had to offer and made it their weapon. When you show up, you're going to feel that intensity, because it's not random rage anymore. It's pure, sharp focus. It's that blade you've spent countless hours honing. You're going to see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice, and feel it in the way you carry yourself. You've taken every scar, every insult, every ounce of pain, and you forged it into something they can't ignore. Because let's be real, most people don't want to confront that level of dedication, that level of raw, unapologetic power. They're too comfortable in their weakness, too afraid of what they'd find if they had to dig deep. But that's not you. You're not afraid to go to those dark places, to face the chaos, to get in the trenches with yourself. You've been there, and you've come out the other side, harder and sharper. Understand this. There are going to be days where that knife is the only thing keeping you moving forward. The world will try to convince you that it's too much, that you're pushing too hard. They'll say you're obsessed. Let them talk. They don't know what it took for you to get here. They don't know the nights you stayed up, wrestling with every doubt and fear. They weren't there when you were clawing your way out of your own hell. So don't expect them to understand, and don't ever let them slow you down. This is what separates you. You're no longer just someone who's angry. You're someone who has taken that anger, purified it, and turned it into something unstoppable. That knife you've sharpened, it's not just for cutting through obstacles in the world. It's there to slice through every weakness that dares to rise up inside you. It's a reminder of who you are, what you're willing to endure, and what you're willing to become. So The next time you feel that familiar burn, don't waste it. Channel it, refine it, and use it to carve a path through anything in your way. And know this, you're not just fighting to get through today. You're building yourself into something permanent, something relentless, something that can't be broken by any storm or any setback. You're here to conquer, not to coexist. You're here to rise, not to settle. And when it's all said and done, when you look back at what you've achieved, you'll know that every cut, every scar, every drop of sweat was worth it. Because you didn't just survive the fire, you became it. This world wasn't built for the weak, and every time you let up, every time you let yourself soften, you're signing up to get crushed. Life is coming for you, whether you're ready or not. And every second you hesitate, every excuse you let slip through, that edge you've worked so hard to sharpen. When you pick up that knife, you better be ready to carve out every single thing that's holding you back. It's going to be ruthless. It's going to be bloody. And most people won't have the guts to go there. They'll tell you you're too intense, too driven, that maybe you should take it easy. That's because they don't know what it's like to be starving. They don't know what it's like to look in the mirror and see someone who refuses to stay down. Someone who's taken every failure, every mistake, and turned it into pure, unbreakable steel. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to be this driven, this sharp. Because when life slams you against the wall, when you're exhausted and alone, only the real ones will still be standing. And that's where you need to live. In that zone where there's no comfort, no shortcuts, nothing but raw, unfiltered truth. You're here to break barriers. You're here to rip yourself open and rebuild from the ground up every damn day. People love to talk about success like it's some pretty picture, some easy step-by-step process. But you know better. Success is brutal. Success is war. And the only way you're going to get there is by throwing everything you've got into the fight. No reservations, no half measures, no backup plans. This is do or die, plain and simple. Every weakness, every doubt, you're going to hunt it down and annihilate it. Because you're done living halfway, done with excuses, done waiting for someone to hand you permission to be great. You've got that knife, and it's not just a tool, it's a promise you've made to yourself. A promise that you'll never back down, never go soft, never settle for good enough. That knife is your commitment, carved in blood and grit, that you'll tear through anything and everything in your path. Because deep down, you know there's no other option. There's no safety net, no plan B. It's you against the world, and the world better be ready, because you're coming, and you're bringing hell with you. This path isn't about wanting it, it's about needing it. This isn't some feel-good pep talk. This is about laying down everything you've got until there's nothing left to question, nothing left to hold back. That knife you carry, that blade you've spent years sharpening, represents more than anger. It's a testament to the discipline, the pain, the endless nights of pushing through when everyone else tapped out. Because while everyone else is talking about their dreams, you're out here cutting through yours. Day after day, you're in the trenches. The world wants to bury you in doubts, in setbacks, in failure. But you're not backing down. You're slicing through every last one of those barriers. Because here's the truth. The only thing that separates you from everyone else is your willingness to keep going when they quit. Most people can't comprehend the level of dedication that takes. They've got a limit, a line they won't cross. But you erased that line a long time ago. You decided there's no ceiling, no limit, no end to what you'll do to push yourself. Every day you get up and you bleed for this. Every day you put yourself through hell because you know what it's building inside you. An unstoppable force, a weapon that can't be broken. When you step out into that world, you're bringing a storm with you. People might not understand it. They might even fear it. Good. Let them fear it. Let them doubt you. Because while they're trying to figure you out, you're out there getting stronger, getting sharper. That knife of yours, it's no longer just a tool. It's a part of you. And every time you feel that weakness creeping in, that knife is there to remind you of the promise you made to yourself. You're not here for comfort, for ease, for some cushy idea of balance. You're here to dominate, to leave a mark so deep people feel it long after you're gone. This isn't just a journey, it's a damn warpath. You're the one leading it. You're tearing through anything in your way. Fear, self-doubt, pain. It's all fuel for the fire. So ask yourself, how bad do you really want this? Are you ready to sacrifice everything, to keep pushing when there's nothing left, to crawl when your legs give out, to bite and claw your way to the top, even when every part of you is screaming to quit? Because if you're not, then step aside. But if you are, if you're really, truly ready, then grip that blade, set your sights, and don't you dare stop until you've ripped down every wall and claimed what's yours. Because at the end of the day, it's you against everything, and the only way out is through.